New overnight, a shelter in place in a Fort Collins neighborhood has been lifted this morning. Larimer County Sheriff's deputies were looking for a man who was considered to be armed and dangerous near the Cloverleaf Trailer Park on East Mulberry Street. They sent out the alert around 10:30 last night, and then they lifted it just before midnight. They say the suspect is in custody.
Well, today we're going to get a new acting police chief for the Denver Police Department. He has been with the department since 1989, most recently as the division chief of patrol. Mayor Michael Hancock picked Ron Thomas to be the new chief, the next chief, but City Council still has to confirm him before he gets the job permanently. Last week, Denver Police Chief Paul Pazin announced that he's going to be retiring next month. His last day is set for October 15th.
A Lincoln County deputy is being hailed a hero for stopping a wrong-way driver on I-70. 9 News reporter Darius Johnson joins us in studio. And Darius, this is the same deputy who was shot in the line of duty just last year.
Hey, Corey, good morning. Yeah, on May 20th of last year, Deputy Michael Hutton was the only deputy to respond to an early morning theft in progress. He was ambushed, shot 3 times in the chest, arm, and hand. At that point, he said he thought he was going to die. But here we are a year later, Deputy Hutton continuing to put his life on the line in hopes of protecting others. It was Sunday night around 9 p.m. when the 911 calls first came in. It was about a car driving west in the eastbound lanes of I-70 near Arabia in Lincoln County, going at least 75 miles per hour. Deputy Hutton was the one who responded. He tried to get the driver's attention with lights and sirens. When that didn't work, he made the split-second decision to put his car in front of the wrong-way driver. He says he took the wheel with both hands and braced for impact and didn't think twice.
Unfortunately, I had to make the decision to just head-on impact with her, and I thought about my family, my unborn child on the way here in about a month, and I have a duty to preserve life, protect, the innocent, and in this case, that took over.
Now, neither Hutton nor the deputy, or neither Hutton nor the driver, rather, were injured, and he actually had a chance to speak to the driver at the hospital as they were being treated in rooms side by side. He said, quote, "I think we had the best possible outcome tonight."
He really is incredible. He has the heart of a hero to be able to make in a split-second decision to put his car in front of that car to save lives.
He put his car in front of that car to save lives, and then you listen to that soundbite about him talking about his unborn child just being, about a month away, and you easily think about that, and he easily talked more in the interview about him having conversations with his wife about the job he's doing. But he says he's doing it to be able to protect and save others.
I was thinking his wife's probably like, okay, enough.
I mean, I'm even sitting here, I'm like, I don't want to have to talk to you again about something.
Truly, oh my gosh, he is incredible,
Yes.
though. Really a hero. Darius, thank you.
Well, this morning, some new details about the Thornton police officer who shot and killed a man on I-25 yesterday. Police say that the man was walking in the northbound lanes near 84th Avenue. They say the officer tried talking to the man, but that man pulled out a weapon, and that's when the officer fired. The guy later died at the hospital. No officers were injured. The man's name not being released yet. Officers involved are on administrative leave. The shooting is under investigation.
In Canada this morning, police are looking for one of the men they say is responsible for a deadly stabbing rampage. Canadian police say Damien and Miles Sanderson killed 10 people and hurt another 18 on Sunday morning in Saskatchewan. They say they found Damien's body yesterday and that he did not kill himself. They're still looking for Miles. This was one of the deadliest attacks in Canada's history. It was mostly centered around the James Smith Cree Nation in the town of Weldon. Police say some of the victims may have been targeted, but others were random.
This kind of violence, or any kind of violence, has no place in our country. We're still, of course, monitoring the situation closely, and we urge everyone to follow all the updates from the authorities. Priority is keeping you and your loved ones safe.
Police believe Miles Sanderson is hurt and hiding somewhere around the city of Regina. So far, police have not said what their motive might have been.
Well, it was a big win for former President Donald Trump. He will get a special master, basically an independent third party, to sort through documents that the FBI seized at his Mar-a-Lago home. A judge in Florida approved Trump's request yesterday. She said that the special master will be able to look through the documents and decide if anything needs to be returned. So the Justice Department cannot use any of those documents for its investigation right now until the special master finishes the review. But the judge did say that intelligence officers can still go through the files now to see if any of those materials could threaten national security. Some of those documents that Trump wants back are reportedly personal items like tax documents. The Department of Justice says it is considering an appeal.
Today, students in Uvalde, Texas will go back to school for the first time since the mass shooting at Robb Elementary. There have been a lot of changes since that day in May. The police chief has been fired. There will be more law enforcement at all of the schools in the district, and students will not go back to Robb Elementary. Students and staff have all been reassigned to different schools across the district, and Robb Elementary will eventually be torn down. Sending kids back to school was a tough decision for a lot of families. Some will go to school in a different district altogether. Others opted for virtual school, at least for this semester.
When he told me that he was scared and that he felt like he was not going to be protected by these police officers, he said that they weren't going to be brave enough. I couldn't argue with him.
No matter what, this is going to be an emotional day for pretty much everyone in Uvalde. Vanessa Croy from our sister station in San Antonio shows us one way students will be able to find some comfort today.
Finding a moment of peace in the midst of a tragedy.
Just by showing up with dogs, whatever the emotions are that the kids or the parents or staff are having or community, they see these golden retrievers and we see smiles, we see tears, just whatever emotions they have, we want these dogs to bring out, and that's their purpose.
That's the mission of Canine Comfort Dog Ministry. Bonnie Fear is a canine crisis response coordinator with the ministry through the Lutheran Church Charities. In May, the ministry deployed immediately to Uvalde after the Robb Elementary School shooting. A
lot of times when we go to a crisis right after, people are in shock and they really don't want to talk. So the dogs are perfect to show up because they're non-judgmental, they're good listeners, and people hug them. They give him a big old hug.
This week, she introduced us to Devora and Cubby. The two pups from the LCC Canine Ministry will be the first teams to return to Uvalde this week.
We will have 30 dogs from 11 states.
And for the next 3 weeks, teams from all over the country will be there to support this community.
We know what our job is, and we're just going to be there for them.
Spreading comfort, love, and support in their own special way.
It's just that quiet presence that these dogs have that we don't have.
Vanessa Croy, KENS 5.
The healing power of a sweet puppy, right?
That is so cool.
It's not clear yet how many kids will be back in school in person and how many will actually go virtual.